bottom. וענן דאיתלן. ד' עמוד ב', 4 lines from the bottom, fourth word. וענן. Yeah, we have it. Let's go. וענן דאיתלן תרא יומם. So Anan means us. It's talking about the people in the Bavel. So in the Bavel, which means Galut, outside the Eretz Israel in Iraq, there are 2 days of Yom Tov. Tere Yom. Tere Yom is 2 days of Yom Tov. So what are we gonna do? And also at the end of the Chag Sukkot, we have Shemini Chag Aseret for 2 days. Okay? So what they're gonna do, how we're gonna do it, how we're gonna start basically we are talking about the Mashiv Haruach Umorit HaGeshem. Hechi Abdina. How are we gonna do it? Okay? For us, in outside the Eretz Israel, especially those days, nowadays we know it, but those days, the 2 days of the Shemini HaKaseret is Safek. Which day is the Shemini HaKaseret? The first day of the Yom Tov or second day of the Yom Tov? So his question is over here, where do we start? Basically, the whole point of the same Mashiv Horach HaGeshem, the rain and the whole thing, the winter gonna start and everything gonna come. So how are you gonna do it? Amarav Matchil Bemusafin. Very interesting. The Gemara doesn't say itself. This is one of the classic cases in the Gemara. If you read just the Gemara, you don't understand. What does it mean? It says that from the Musaf. Which Musaf? The whole question was first or second day. So the Gemara. Okay, once again. So he's not finished yet. You're right. If you just read the first word, you don't know. Uposek bemincha. In mincha, you don't say it anymore. So in the Musaf, you start saying it. Arvid v'shachrit. Also, you don't mention it in the Arvid v'shacharit. V'chozer v'musafin. So basically, you start from the first Musaf you mentioned. You don't say Arvid, Mincha Arvid Shacharit, then the Musaf tomorrow. But then what's the point of the first Musaf? Huh? So now, let's see. He's not finished yet. Shemuel says to him that they said over here, the Rab says like this. Puku ve'imru le'abba. Let's go out, Puku, he's going to do out, okay, and tell what you said to Abba. Who is the Abba? Who is the father? So Rashi, look at the Rashi. Rashi says, who's Abba? Huh? Which Rab? How do you know it's him? Well, what the Rashi says? Look at the Rashi. Right. Chaveri or Chaverai. Okay, that's Rashi, but I think Rav is the one that I have to say to tell him. So now, Achar she'asitom kodesh. Once you made the first one kodesh, which means over here you said on the first day that this Shemini Aseret, and you said in the Musaf Mashiv Haruach Ta'aseu Chol. What are you gonna do? You say it Chol again? So how does it make sense? You say Musaf, you say Mashiv Haruach. Then you go to the next level, you say Mincha, the Arvid, and Shachari, you say you don't say it.
If you say Mashiv Haruach on Musaf, then you basically...
You're saying that today is Shemini Chag Aseret. The other day is gonna be the Chol, right? Now, when you go back, mention it tomorrow by Musaf, you said that yesterday was Chol. Okay. Ela Amar Shemuel. So Shemuel says, you know what we should do? Matchil b'musafin. Again, okay, here we're talking about the first day. Start in the Musaf. ube mincha, and mincha also say it. Okay. Uposek arvid shacharit. You stop by the arvid shacharit of the second day of the Yom Tov. Bechozer umatchil bemusafin. Then you go back on the second day. You start saying in the musaf. Okay. So what do you gain over here? Huh? Okay. But the fact, see, think about it. The fact you don't say in the Arvid and Shacharit, what do you say? How do you say Tira Minube? What are you doing? Which day is Shemini Chakaseret? The first day or second day?
Both of them suffer. Which one is the right one? So therefore, he's doing Kodesh the first day.
Okay.
Musafin Mincha, and then Arvit it's already the ninth day, the next day.
So what? Ninth day means what?
So then it starts as
you make it not, but not saying by Arvit. Then you go and say what I said before is not correct. The Arvit is really that's going to be Shemini Chakaseret, because if you really Shemini Chakaseret what yesterday, so you start everything you say. If it's not really Shemini Chakaseret, you don't say. So what's going on over here? Okay, I don't know. It's very, very, very complicated over here.
יש פה דיסקשן על מתי אתה מתחיל להגיד משיב הרוח. שמיני חג עצרת.
כן, בחוץ לארץ. לא בארץ.
בגלל שיש לנו יומיים, אז כן, אז אם זה היום
אחד אומר שנגיד את זה ביום הראשון במוסף, נפסיק במיכה ערבית
ושחרית,
ושני אומר נגיד מוסף חסה, נפסיק ערבית ושחרית ונגיד מוסף. מה אנחנו אומרים לשלים משתיהם?
שאם אתה אומר ביום הראשון משיב הרוח במוסף, אז אתה מסכים, בעצם אתה מסכים שזה היום של שמיני עצרת. אז עשית אותו, קידשת אותו, זה היום של החג. אבל אז אתה מפסיק להגיד, ואתה אומר ביום השני. אז אם אתה אומר ביום השני, אז זה אומר שהיום הקודם לא היה חג. אבל מתוך ספק.
זה ספק. We don't know which day is Shemini Chakaseret. In Chutz La'aretz, we have 2 days Yom Tov. So we don't know the Shemini Chakaseret is the first day or second day. That's why we keep 2 days Yom Tov. Misafek. That's what we do. So now the question is, now when it comes to the Mashivara Chumrei Geshem, which you have to start singing on the Shemini Chakaseret, what are you going to do?
But יש לי רעיון. I think you should start saying it from the first day, because we said that anyways you can say it year long. You can say it whenever you want, no? It's only a azkara. So you say it in the first day.
First of all, that's not the halacha.
No?
The halacha is you cannot say Mashivara Chumrei Geshem in summertime.
Oh, you cannot say Morid HaGeshem.
Morid HaGeshem is the problem. Morid HaGeshem is the problem in summertime. So you have to go back. Right. Anyway, I saw here the Machloket Rashi and Rashba.
Anyway, אנחנו מקדשים את היום הראשון.
I know, but misafek.
בסדר, אבל בסוף כל סוף מקדשים אותו. יום מנוחה, לא עובדים.
No, but by the you. Okay, so maybe that's what he'll be doing over here. We're doing exactly the same thing as the first day to say we don't know which one is the right one. That's why we don't say the mincha according to the second man, though, Shemuel, as the mincha. So just like the first day we only did in the musaf, second day also we're going to do on the musaf. Okay, maybe, but we have to do in a way that you don't show the first day it's a chol, right? I know. So why we don't do in the mincha?
The first time?
Right.
Why you saying? למה אתה אומר במוסף ואז מפסיק להגיד ואז חוזר ביום אחר במוסף?
Right. No, but that's what we do usually. 2 days we say kiddush. Okay. And Shemini Chag Aseret we say shechianu both nights. We say kiddush both nights. Misafek. That's what we do. Chutz La'aretz. Everything you do double.
So what will be the problem if I do the Mishivah Musaf?
Why over here might be סימן קללה.
סימן קללה בגלל שזה ספק אם זה היום או מחר.
כן.
אבל מאחר וכל הפעולות שלי, all my actions are showing that this is the day.
I know, but this is the. I think we are worried about the סימן קללה over here. What's going to happen if you say the Mashiv Harach on the first day? Okay. Let's go further. So now it's not finished. By the way, it says Machlokes Rashi and Rashbam. Who is the Abba? According to the Rashi, Gemara Brachot, a few places, when it says Abba, it's talking about Rav. According to Rashbam, really a person, his name is Abba. Okay?
But that was Rav's name. Rav's name is Abba.
Okay. According to who?
According to the book that
Okay. Very nice. Check it out. Rav Amar, Kevan Shehitchil, I like this one. The Rav says, once you started, Shuv Eno Posek. V'cham Rav Sheshet, Kevan Shehitchil, Shuv Eno Posek. Okay, according to the Rava, according to Rav Sheshet, once you started, you don't stop. Okay, that's what we do. So now it says, Gemara says, Ve'af Rav Hadarbe. Rav also changed his mind, basically. The Amar Rav Chanan, Amar Rav, Mone Esim Ve'echad Yom, Kederech Shemona Asara Yamim Merosh Hashanah Yom HaKippurim, Matchil Ve'kevan Sheitchil Shuv Eno Posek. So we have, same thing we have, Rav Chanan in the name of the Rav, you have to count 21 days from Rosh Hashanah. How many days from Rosh Hashanah, 21 days it's going to be? So you have, how many days you have? Just like 18 days from Rosh Hashanah to Yom Kippurim. How does it make sense? Huh? Shemone. Oh, Shemone. Right. You have to count 10 days from the Rosh Hashanah to Yom Kippur. That's I think Shemona. So it's Shemone. You count, right? Shemone. Very nice. You count 10 days from Rosh Hashanah until Yom Kippur. Then what do you do? Right. So that's how you're gonna do. Do it matchil, and once you started, that's gonna be the halacha. You're not gonna make any hafsaka. That's gonna be the halacha. Basically, once you started counting, okay, you're not gonna you started basically not counting. Now you started to Mashiv Haruach, then you don't stop anymore.
Bottom line, outside of Israel, you start the first day of Shmini Atzeret.
Right, that's what you do. No. Right. That's what we do. That's halacha also. Anyway, these days our time is not safek anymore. The first day for sure is Yom Tov, but once the Chachamim made the takana, we don't change it. But our time we know for sure because we have what's going on in Israel. We know the time. We have the calendar. We know everything. We know already the first day is a real Yom Tov. The second day is a fake one. But once the Chachamim made the takana, we're gonna keep it 2 days. That's why it is.
So didn't we say that this Mishnah goes until Yud, until Yud? This Mishnah goes until Yud.
Didn't we said? I don't remember.
התירוץ שאמר הרב, זה הכי קל. Whenever you have doubt, you count from Rosh Hashanah.
Right. It's a whole question. Right.
Since we do Yom Kippurim 10 days after whatever we decided to do before it was from the counting.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna that's a new Mishnah now. Abraham, the Arvid is at 7 now.
Oh yeah?
I don't know if you heard or not. If you want to go home, I'll be changing to 7. Okay. Now we're gonna go to the new Mishnah now. Then here Amud Aleph, the Mishnah says, Ad Matai Shoalin et Hageshamim. Before we mentioned in the Haskara, mentioning the Mashiv Haruach, Now we're going to talk about the asking, requesting shu'alin for the rain. Right. Rabbi Yehuda Omer She'avor Pesach. We mentioned this Mishnah before. The Machloket, we brought it down. But Rabbi Yehuda says until end of the Pesach. Rabbi Meir Omer Ad Sheyaseh Nisan. According to Rabbi Meir, you're going to mention it until the end of the Nisan, the month of the Nisan. Okay? Which means it seems like, according to Rabbi Meir, the whole month of the Nisan is a time for Geshamim, for rain. Shenemar, as we know, in the Yoel Hanavi, is in the Yoel, one of the Nevi'im we have, that when he talks about Hashem want to give rain to Jewish people, they didn't have rain for a long time. Okay? It says, Vayored lachem geshem more u'malkosh barishon. Okay? He says over here that basically it says barishon. What does barishon mean? First one. First what? First month. Which is the first month is Nisan. That's the first month of the year. So therefore, you see from here that the first month of the year is a time for rain. It's very interesting. But as we get to Gemara Rosh Hashanah, we're going to talk about it more often. But in the calendar, Jewish calendar, we have two kind of first month. Sometimes the first month is going to be from Tishrei. Sometimes the first month is going to be Nisan. That's Rosh Hashanah for the Lanot. That's different. But I'm talking about the calendar year. But when we say first month, sometimes the first month applies to over here. We say first month. Somebody might think, you know what? We are talking about the Tishrei. But it's not. That's not the case. Okay. Let's go to the Gemara. That we just finished. The Rabbi Meir said, you're going to say the whole Chodesh Nisan, and he brought a raya, a proof for what he said of the pasuk in the Yoel Hanavi. Now, Ram Nachman is going to ask a question on this pasuk. It's very good if you learn your children Tanakh. If they know Tanakh, it's going to be very, very useful. The people, they go into system these days, they don't know so much Nevi'im Ketuvim. Nevi'im Ketuvim is very important things. You have to know it by heart. That's why the Chumash, Rashi, Parashiot, all these things, you have to know. Now, that's going to be discussion over here. What does this pasuk mean? The pasuk in the Yoel. Amar le Rav Nachman le Rabbi Yitzchak. So he said Rav Nachman to Rabbi Yitzchak. What does it mean? Yore. What does the Yore mean? Ben Nisan. What does Yore mean? Yore or Malkosh? Yours is More? Mine is Yore. What do you have? Okay, let's see the pasuk. You have pasuk on the side. Okay, you have it. Yeah, it says. What is it? Okay, very, very interesting thing. The pasuk says more, but I think more also is lashon yore. That's the best way it is. We have in Shema Israel also yore malkush. That's what we have. Okay, so he says Benisan yore be malcheshvan hu yore ishum de cheshvan. How do we know? We're going to see later on in the Vav Amud Aleph, Yore Amud Aleph right now. On Vav Amud Aleph, over say, Tati Meta Asachem Beito Yore Malgosh. Yore, this is a Geshem, this is a rain coming down by Malcheshvan. Malkosh, Benisan. So therefore, what's the question of the Rab Nachman to Rabbi Yitzchak? What's going on over here? He's saying, why he calls it Yore? Because Yore is not going to be in the Nisan. He says More u'malkosh barishon. It seems from the Gemara here, from the Mishnah here, what Rabbi Meir brought down in the pasuk in the Yoel, both of them are going to be in the month of the Nisan. So his question is, Yoreh doesn't have to do anything with the month of the Nisan. It should be the Mar Cheshvan. Amale, Rabbi Yitzchak answered back, Hachi Amar Rabbi Yochanan. Rabbi Yochanan explained this pasuk this way. Bime Yoel ben Petuel nitkayem mikra zeh. At the time of the Yoel ben Petuel. Who is Yoel ben Petuel? Huh? Who is Yoel? The Navi, right? Well, who was the father of the Yoel? Do you know? Yoel was the son of the Shemuel Hanavi. Okay? Shemuel Hanavi. Yoel was the son of the Shemuel Hanavi. The Petuel is a kinui. That's how they called Shemuel Petuel. Why is his name is Petuel? Pita Lael bitfilato. He has a power to change Hashem, if you could say to say such a thing, with his tefillah. Petuel. He has a power to change the decrease, the gezerot. He was his tefillah. So that's some they say this Yoel, it was in Russia in the beginning. It wasn't the Sadiq, Yoel Hanavi. Okay? If you look at the Shemuel HaKadosh Baruch Hu tells him about his sons, that his children, they did not go on the path of the Shemuel. But he did Teshuvah, Chazar b'Teshuvah, Yoel, and he became Navi. It's a very big thing. Okay? Ger is different. We're talking about he was son of the Shemuel Hanavi. He was a Rasha. We're not talking about he didn't keep. He was a Rasha. Rasha means somebody purposely go against Hashem. He did Teshuvah, he became Yoel Hanavi. Anyway, that was the side point. So over here, Yoel ben Petuel, Nitkayem Mikraze, what? They had Yoreh, right? In Nisan, right? The Pasuk says, very interesting. One second. What? No, this is rain. This is you are talking about different things. You're right. They have a Rashi has that question on the Chumash. They had a locust. They have the at the time of the Yoel. Yes. One second. I'll check something. I think my Gemara is missing. For He Amud Aleph, gets Chet Amud Aleph. Yes. That's okay. I could use this. Let's do it different way. So now we have the pasuk over here. Yoel ben Petuel nitkayem mikraze dichtive. We have a pasuk. If you have the pasuk over here, it says over here, Yeter hagazam achal ha'arbe. This is what you're talking about. Talking about the arbe now. But I think the other one, the first pasuk we had in the Mishnah that we use is talking about the rain. For a long time they didn't have a rain, and he davened to Hashem to have a rain. So over here it says that the pasuk says over here, Yeter hagazam achal ha'arbe, v'yeter ha'arbe achal hayalek, v'yeter hayalek achal hechasil. That's basically what they're going over here. Okay. Right. Very nice. They skip one page. One page. They made a mistake over here. Huh? Probably put it somewhere, yeah.
And then you go and you go around, boom, boom, boom. Hey.
Yeah. Okay. Very good. So what's the pasuk over here? What are we talking over here? We're talking about the Yoel Hanavi, that basically at his time, that this pasuk happened and his time. So now this pasuk we have right now, if you have a pasuk on the side, it says Yeter Hagazam Achal Harbe, Yeter Harbe Achal Hayelek, Yeter Hayelek Achal Chasil. Okay. Utashana, that year, Yatsa Adar, V'lo Yardu Geshamim. Okay. So we had that year, the Adar came, and they didn't have any Geshami. Yardar Lahem Revia Rishona Bechal Benisan. First Revia they had. What is Revia? Do you know? What does Revia mean? Okay, so what's a Revia Rishon?
The first start of the rain.
So what they call it Revia? Huh?
There's 4 types of rain.
Right, we're gonna say this. You know it because you're cheating. Okay, Rashi, right? Right, Rashi cheating, yeah. No, but that Chas Shalom, Rashi is not cheating. Rashi is Rashi, Baruch Hashem. But let's say you learn here. This is Gemara Vav Amud Bet. Gemara Vav Amud Bet is going to talk about the certain times the Geshamim is going to come. So that's the Rashi over here is explaining what does the Revia, because this is the first time I think we are using the Revia here. This is a very common Bezashim Gemara Ta'anit. We're going to talk to the Revia. Revisha Beichad. So first time it came rain, they had it by Nisan in that year. Amar lahem Nabi Israel. So Nabi said to the Israel, Seu uzrau. So you have to go and plant. Go get zera, get seeds, and start. Amrulo Mishesh kav chitim or kavim seorin. Yochelenu veichye or Yisraelu veyamut. There you have. How much you have? Let's say there's a cav is a measurement, okay? So we have different, a little bit of the wheat. You have a little bit of the seor. What is seor? Barley, right? So now, either you eat it and stay alive, or you're going to plant it and you're going to die. What are you going to do? Yeah, it's crazy because we don't understand it. We don't understand it. We might have understood it at the time of the COVID. They tell you there is no food in the stores. How you see that all the shelves going to be empty in 2 minutes? You know. But Amalahem, he told them, Yoel, Afal Piken, still Seu Uzrao. So they went and they planted whatever they had. Naase lahem nes. The nes happened for them. ונתקל lahem ma שבקטלין, ומה שבחורי נמלים, יעשו בזר ושני, ושלישי ורביעי, וירד להם רביעה שנייה בחמישה בניסן. So now what happened? They did find more food inside the walls and the cracks of the ants. Again, they went and they planted again. In the second one, third one, the fourth one, I think talking about again, at the time of the rain, Revi'ah. That was the first time, in the beginning of the rain, they had again. Right. The Nisan or the time of the Revi'ah? Okay, right. V'yarda lahem Revi'ah sheniya b'chamisha b'Nisan. They had second rain in the 5th of the Nisan. Hikrivu Omer b'shisha asar b'Nisan. They brought the Korban Omer in the 16th of the Nisan. Nimse tevua higdila b'shisha chodashim gedila be'echad asar yom. Nimsa Omer. Then you have the Omer. Hakrev mituvah shel shisha chodashim karam mituvah shel echad asar yom. Baroto hador hu Omer. The pasuk says over there, Hazorim bedima berina yichtzoru. Haloch yelehu bacho nose mish hazor bo yavo berina nose alumota. That's exactly what I don't know. You see, maybe we understand it. The pasuk says Hazorim bedimah. You plant it with tears, then you're gonna get the produce. Berina. What does Rina means? Happiness, joy, right? Iksoru, you're gonna harvest it. So how does it work? What has to do with here? They did the Rina over here. They were crying at the time they did it. But the Nabi is telling you. Nabi is telling you everything's gonna be okay. Don't worry about it.
I guess they were still stressed.
Well, even though they did what they did, they planted, but still they were worried and crying about it.
They didn't have any more food.
Right, they didn't have anything to eat. Okay, very good. So now we're gonna go to the next part. So basically, that's the pasuk. What is the pasuk? This pasuk, Teilim, right? That's what Teilim we do. Kuchavav. Some they say. Okay. So now we're saying over here. So this goes further, and it says, "Mai halach yelech ubachon usem shazora." Amar Rabbi Yehuda. So Rabbi Yehuda said that what? Shor כשהוא חורש והולך ובוכה ואחזרתו אוכל חזיז מן התלם. What does it mean? Huh? Chaziz is grain grass? Okay, I don't know what it is. Let's see. Baba Kama. So what do they say over there? Okay, let's see. Let's focus on what we have over here. Don't get me confused. So Rabbi Yehuda says, shor. What is shor? Keshu choresh. The ox. That's basically doing choresh. What's charisha? Plowing. Okay. Holech uboche. What? Who also eat? What's the difference with the bull and the ox? I don't know. Yaakov, what's the difference with the ox?
One starts with the V, one starts with the
Thank you.
Ox is a male cow.
Okay, what was
Bull is a different animal.
bull is different animal? Okay.
Ox is a male cow.
whatever this is.
What do I do?
Bull comes from buffalo.
Okay, so it's different. So holech uvoche. What is a holech? He goes and cries. Why he cries?
Because he wants to eat the food.
He cannot eat the food, huh?
Yeah.
Why? There's no food over there. Right?
He knows there's seeds in the ground.
They are what?
He knows there's seeds in the ground.
That's what he knows. That's what it is. Haloch yelech uvacho. Uvachazirato. When he comes back from deploying from the charisha, ochel chaziz. He eats chaziz.
Grain grass.
What is it?
It's when you grow, they have it in my school. They're growing wheat.
Min hatelem.
Wheat that grows.
Bezu bo yavo berina. Interesting.
On the way,
He's going, he's crying, there is no food.
on the way back, it's
The way back, he already came out. The plant already, it worked out. This looks like a China, you know. It's very interesting with the big nest. Yes, I said, Bezehu bo yavo berina. So when they came back from the charisha, from the plowing, already the food is there. They came out. What they planted has grown. Okay, very interesting. So Gemara goes further. Say, "Mai nose alumotav." What does it mean, nose alumotav? He said, "Bo yavo berina nose alumotav." Carrying the bundles. That's what it means. Let's see. It says already, berina yichtzoru. You're gonna harvest it with happiness, right? What does it know? Alumotav. Amar Rav Chisda v'amila b'matnit tatana. The Rav Chisda said, some they say we learn in the Braita that what happened over here to the Tevuah, even though usually it takes the grain, whatever you have, is gonna basically takes time. Kane zeret, shibolet zeratayim. What does it mean? How does it work? Usually a tebuah, a kane. What is the kane?
Tiny grain.
What?
The stalk.
The stalk, okay? The stalk of the grain, okay? That's called the kane. Of that, how long it takes it to grow? It's usually 3 times or 4 times more than shibolet itself. What is shibolet?
The barley.
Okay, or
Or
a wheat, okay?
the
At that year, okay, kane, it got to the size of the zeret,
some.
Zeret. What is zeret? Do you know what the zeret is? It's chasi ama. Huh? Chasi ama.
That is not Hatsuyama.
So why is it called? They call it chasi ama.
No, some say Hatsuyama, some say Shlishama.
So that's shilishama. Yeah. Okay. Good. You have help today. Now, then in that year, when the kane was zeret, shibolet was zeratain.
Shibolet was double than the Kana.
Ah, wow. Usually that's not the case. Usually, when you have the shibolet, the kane is gonna be 3-4 times more. Okay, you have the kane, then you have the shibolet on the top. The kane is 3 times more than the shibolet on the top. On that year, the kane was zeret, but shibolet was double size of the kane. So you have this much, let's say, the kane, the shibolet gonna be this size.
It was a lot of produce,
Right, a lot of produce, yeah. Right. If you look at the stalk, or you look at the grain or the wheat, that's how it goes over there. Yeah, can I get the halacha? So that's about it. Who says it's gonna be the third of the Amma? Doesn't say who, huh?
I think Rashi said it's Hatsuyama,
Right?
and then they say Veyesh Omrim Shlishama.
It doesn't say who is Shelishama. Interesting. Okay, stop here for tonight. We're gonna go to halacha. Guys, just remember where we are for tomorrow night, Be'ez Hashem. In the middle of the discussion. Okay, did you finish the thing, the minechad? Okay, I'll do it one more time. Okay, just to remind you. So the nechlaku acharonim. There's a machloket of acharonim. If the borer, we are talking about halachot borer. The halachot borer separation applies to the perot, to the fruits mimin echad. Let's say you have a bowl of the apples. Some of them are big, some of them smaller. Do we consider, if you take the one is not smaller, whatever it is, consider borer. So Taz hold that in the Gemara, in the Shulchan Aruch Yutet, over there Taz hold the isur borer bemin echad. It's asur to do berira, even though they are the same mean, the same count. You see, it is a problem of the borer. The Ben Ish Chai says, remember what he says, Ben Ish Chai? Ben Ish Chai says, nachon lachmi b'tidvaram. It's good to be machmi like the Taz. But the most acharonim, rov acharonim, they go like the Ramah Shulchan Aruch. The name of the Talmud edition, shein isur borer bemin echad. Once you have same kind, then no problem of the borer. Umutar lemayen et haperot hagedolim leasma vehaperot haktanim leasma v'chen pasach hamishnah berurah. So most poskim they hold, you could separate them, no problem. Because the big ones, the small ones, this is not considered borer. Okay? So now, what has to do with us? How usually doesn't happen, but what the case you have, let's say yesh besir echad chatichot gedolot v'ketanot asher shavot bishma u'ta'amam. Let's say you have fish inside the tray, and some of the big size, some of the small size, same kind, okay? Same taste. You could do According to Harabadia Yosef also, you could take out the small ones and take the big ones to the guest. No problem. Now, he says something interesting. This is Menucha Dahaba. Who's Menucha Dahaba? Sefer Harav Moshe Halevi. Harav Moshe Halevi was a Talmud of the Harav Mazuz. He died very, very young age. He has few Sefarim. Harav Mazuz, Zichronam Libracha, used to give kavod to Harav Moshe Halevi, even though Harav Mazuz was much older than him. But a lot of Torah and a lot of things he learned. Harav said about this person, Moshe Halevi, if he was alive, he would come Gadol Ador. That's you have a lot of Chidushim. You have his Sefarim over here. He's very famous in the come to Halacha, all these things. So he said, what's the case over here? You want to make it nice. If you want to do it to give kavod to his guest, so in this case, he who holds is going to be asur. You cannot separate them. You have to first take the big ones, and then take the big ones you want to take it to your guests. You have to do it right away before you want to bring it for your guest. Okay?
I have a question. If the
Tray.
It's a beautiful one. Everything is on it mixed. Now I can take only the big one, but I wanted to serve it on that.
Why you want to separate it? Why you want to do it?
Like you said, I don't want to give my guests the small one.
Okay.
I want the big ones, but I want them in that.
It's not gonna work. You want Olam Hazam, Olam Haba. It's not gonna work.
So I cannot take them to a different plate and then put the small
You only
one.
could take whatever you need.
After I finish, can I move the small one to another plate and then use that plate for the big ones or no?
I think that's the whole thing that Harav Moshe Halevi is saying. It depends what's your intention, what's your kavanah for taking the small ones. What's your kavanah? Why are you doing this? If you want to make it mesader, make it nice, that's what you could do. But if you want to take it to your guest,
Take only the big one. Yeah.
right, the good ones, the one is good.
But based on Harav you can do it. You can take the small one.
I don't know what Harav says about this. You have to see what Harav says. I don't think he argues with the Harav Moshe Halevi. This is much. I don't know.
What did Harav say?
So Harav I don't have it. Chazon Ovadia, we have to see what he says over there. He says, "Im yeshim besir echad chatichot gedol v'ketanot asher shavot bishmam u'tamam mutar leosit hachatichot ha'ketanot afilu bekeli ve'afilu shelo leochlam le'atar." Okay. So I don't know what the Harav says exactly over there. Right. Now, I'm going to move to next level. This is very famous machloket between Ben Ish Chai and Harav. This is one of the classic machloket between Harav and Ben Ish Chai, which is Ben Ish Chai is Mekel. Usually people, they think that Ben Ish Chai all the time is Machmir all the time, but this is going to be very interesting. I think we did this partially before, in the Sharat Shur, Rapalim. He says over there, "Veda ki sapakti beborer shiur lemale hakiara leanicha lifnei haorchim leatar. Beyodeahu shen haorchim ochlim kol ma shemaniach bekiara uvada yishaer. Achu borer shiur lemale." I think I mentioned it. I didn't think I did inside. Lemale mikan akavo shegenai laavi lifnei haorchim kiarot chaserot jenze shurat derech eres or shari b'chagav na olam. So Ben Ish Chai has a suffix, has a question. Okay, what do you want to do? You want to do borer, okay? What you're doing is not going to get used right away, which means like Persians, Iraqis also, they have this thing. When you have a guest, what do you want to do? You want to fill out the tray. You're not going to bring a small piece for the guest. Yeah, even you have one guest, you have to bring a big tray. It's not his kavod. So Ben Ish Chai has a safek. What I'm bringing for the oreach, the guest I have right now, even though I know he's not going to eat everything, I have to do borer for him, which is I'm going to take the good ones for sure, but he's not going to eat everything. How much watermelon is going to eat? 2 pieces? I brought 20 pieces. You're not going to eat. It has a suffix. What to do? So he says, Ben Ish Chai says, it's Sefer Ben Ish Chai, he has a suffix in Sefer Raphalim. In Ben Ish Chai says, "Ubaru lesi misevara kol kal letram ba." The gamze nechshav sorech otam seudan le'ata. Ben Ish Chai says, because you want to do it for the kavod, respect of the guest, this is considered toilet, right? It's going to be used right away. ואף על פי שהוא מביא הכירה מלאה מפני הכבוד דווקא, מה בכך? So what? I'm going to bring it for the guest. הנה גם זה סורך כמו אכילה, בכן פסל בספרו בן איש חי. שמידת שבת כהלכתה, also הרב שלום זלמן אורבך, מנוחת אהבה, הרב משה הלוי, also goes this way. All these poskim they hold for your kavod of the guest, the respect for him. You could do borer. You're talking about taking the good one and giving it to him, but even though he's not going to use everything right away. Now, let's go to Harav Obadi Yosef. 2 minutes we have. Halichot Olam, Harav Obadi Yosef says, Ayen Sham Shelo Hebi Shum Raya Lazer, Rak Misevara Katav. Harav Obadi Yosef says, Ben Ish Chai doesn't have any proof for what he's saying. The whole thing is saying Misevara. That's what he thinks is true. וקשה לפי עניות דעתי לסמוך על סברה זו במקום שיש חשש איסור סקילה בלי ראיה ברורה. I cannot have Ben Ish Chai says to get to such a thing to tell you is mutar to do borer, which is over here isur midoraita. You're going to get sekila, chas v'shalom. לכן אין לברור אלא לפי השערתו מה שראוי לאכילה ולא יותר. So according to Rav Ovadia Yosef, you cannot bring so much a tray, as much as you think he's going to eat. בערך, that's what you do. והרוצה לברור יותר יחשוב בדעתו שיאכל מיד כל מה שיותר באותו סעודה. So you have to calculate how much your guest going to eat. בערך, that much. But you cannot do like Persians, a big tray for one person for his kavod. Huh? Like, if you have in mind to do it, huh? Right. He has yachsho bedato. He has from the beginning. He has to think that if he's not going to finish, I'm going to finish it myself. That's what you're going to do. That's going to be very, very hard. This is one of the classic examples. You see, Ben Ish Chai, Misevara. This is a posek. Somebody is a posek. He gives halakha. I say it all the time. He has to have the da'at, understanding to do the halakha, not because I'm machmi all the time, I'm mekil all the time. What's the halakha? He has to have clear mind to understand the sugya, to understand the Torah, Gemara, the Torah and everything, in order to apply it to the halakha. That's what we are talking about over here.